Well, March is over. April has begun, and with the passing of the months, that does mean it is time for mini-golf. This mini-golf is colder than previous courses. The course is icy. This is a new course in Walkabout Mini-Golf's Evil Layers category. We had one previously, which was Laser Lair, in which the gimmick was lasers. This one is Ice Layer, which you might see. The gimmick is ice. It's very frozen, it's very cold. Going down into an evil layer of malfeasance. What dastardly plots are being concocted here? Logo, Icy Fist. It's also a puffin. Puffin sentry sounding the alarm. They should probably close the doors if they don't want any intruders, but maybe the doors are frozen shut. But you know, the course goes through here, so I am playing through. Now, ice changes the physics of the ball. It's slippery, you see, as ice tends to be. So when the ball is rolling on ice, I don't think it actually comes to a stop. The other gimmick of the level, of the course, is the freeze ray. What happens if we send our ball through the freeze ray? Well, whatever happens, the puffins are interesting in witnessing it themselves. Not this one. This one has a bit of a problem. Is puffin on puffin scientific testing ethical, would you say? Not that I would want to enforce my values on the puffins. But when I put the ball through the freeze ray, it turns into an iced cube, which changes the physics. Gotta tap it in a different way. It slides along the ice, but if it hits green ground, it will stop because the green ground is not slippery. Look at this science happening here. This puffin, you can tell this puffin's smart. He's wearing glasses. Universal signifier of big brain happening here. Anyway, that's not the angle I wanted. March is done. April is starting. Nope. Once again, no. Gotta get this angle better. Yeah, more like that is what I wanted. In March, we did a few things. We took a look at FromSoft's Adventure Player with Echo Knight, The First Voyage, and The Haunted Zone. We then finished a couple of older tryouts with Are You Afraid of the Dark? The Tale of Orpheo's Curse. We learned all about that curse and how to break it. And then went back to Xenoclash for some first-person caveman brawling. It ended up being a pretty short story, learning about the corruption of the village that went all the way to the very top, all the way to Father Mother. And that was fun. That's not where I wanted that to go. But yeah, you can see that when the ice cube hits the green ground, it just kind of stops, because it's a cube. That's not how I wanted that to go. Yeah, that's completely wrong. And it's not a ball, so it's not gonna like roll into the cube. Sorry, into the cup. Even if it like passes over it very closely, it will not. Like its physics is that it's a cube, so it doesn't roll. It slides. Now you might wonder, did the puffins build this evil base? pretty impressive considering they don't have hands. We could go up this dark stairway right here and find some human skulls. And perhaps this base has a history, has a past. The Puffins don't want you to know about that. Alright. Chipped it over the green stuff, which is what we want. So, after Xenoclash, of course, we started the new Alone in the Dark, which I've been looking forward to for a while now. I know, I'm here. And that was originally going to come out last year. They delayed it, which was probably for the best. In the middle of it right now, and at the time of this recording, I believe... that almost got in there. But you see, because it's a cube, it's going to be less likely to just go in the hole. It could just flip over the hole like that. There we go. This guy has a problem right there. We have a heat lamp here in the puffin nest. Gotta make sure those eggs are warm. But not everyone's warm. He got his foot caught in the freeze ray. And what do you do in that case? You hate to see that. You need to get a heat lamp over here for that. No, that's not gonna help. Your friend over there probably could use that heat lamp. No? Alright then. Let's try to avoid the freeze rays. I avoided the first one, but not the second one. Alright, some of the holes have like a heat ring, a heated element around the hole, which will melt the ice. That needed to be a little harder. Yeah, like that. So now it's easier to tap it in. So currently I am just about done with Carnby's playthrough in Alone in the Dark. I believe so anyway. I think I'm just about at the end. Then after that, we're going to go into Emily's playthrough as we begin April. And like I said, I'm enjoying the new Alone in the Dark. I like what's been going on. And, that might be too hard. No, actually, that was just right. That was just right. It was too hard as it was going in, but then it turned into ice, and then when it hit the green, it stopped momentum and then flipped into the heated element, which is just how I would want it to go. There we go. Perhaps an indication of the Puffin's plan. I mean, they are inventing freeze rays. Gonna be using that for something. They have their own submarine and everything. So, what happens after Alone in the Dark? Because it's not a long game. Chip? Nope, it's a little too hard. Little too hard. There we go. So, I mean, it's going to be longer because we are doing both playthroughs. They do give you an incentive for the game to be a bit longer because of that. And also there's also an incentive in that there's a lot of collectibles to get. Will I end up finding all of the collectibles? I don't think this Puffin has a license to operate this. I feel is probably the case. I don't know if I'll be getting all of the collectibles. We will see. There are many to find. There are bananas in there. Don't know who's eating bananas. Seems like an innocent igloo. Surveillance camera on it, seeing if any intruders are approaching from this direction. Also, I think this may be like a warhead, possibly, under the snowman. Hard to tell. So, Alone in the Dark. Once that's over, what are we doing? Well, I'm enjoying our excursion into survival horror, so how about a little bit more? Oh, how about that? Flipped and rolled right in there. Something that was pointed out to me a little earlier this year is that it seems like this is going to be a Resident Evil-less year. Oh, did it make it? Oh yeah, it did. Had just enough momentum to get over that. Because if it didn't have enough momentum, it would have rolled back down and then that down there. So if we're not getting a new RE or RE remake, maybe we should take a look at an older Resident Evil game. That sounds like it would be pretty good. So, after Alone in the Dark is done, we'll go to one that I've been thinking about streaming for some time now, but just never actually did it for one reason or another. We will play through Resident Evil Code Veronica, the one that everyone says, hey, they should probably remake that instead of going to 5. I know 5 is probably coming at some point, but Code Veronica really is the one that needs it more. I was hoping it would stop in front of that. It didn't, but we can ricochet this off. There we go. Not quite. So Code Veronica was one that I really liked when it was new. I played it a lot. Because, you know, back then, I did not have much money for video games. And sometimes when you can't buy new video games, and you just have the old ones, there's going to be a few that you pick out to play over and over and over. And for me, Code Veronica was one of those games. Though I hadn't played it. I tried it out again recently. I had not played it for quite a few years, many years actually. So, just refamiliarizing myself with it again. And you might ask, which version will we be doing? I figure we'll do 2 of them. One I want to do is the Dreamcast original, since that was the one that I had. That was the one that I played many times. Could have been a little harder. And then after the Dreamcast version, we will play the 360 version of Code Veronica X HD. Yeah, you remember that? Remember there was an HD port of Code Veronica? Where, I mean, like, it was on 360 and PS3, and, like, they made the color grading look all weird. Remember that one? It's weird looking. I don't know how well I'd say... Oh. That's not the angle I wanted on that. Not sure how well I'd say the look of that version holds up. But we'll see. We'll take an unbiased, objective look at it all these years later to see what we think of Code Veronica X HD. So, it'll be those 2 versions. The Dreamcast original, which for me was that was the version. And the enhanced Code Veronica X HD. In here, the Puffins, they're making some sushi. I mean, they're not just eating, they're not just catching the fish and eating them unprepared. They're learning. They're learning the culinary arts. A lot of things you can do with fish. So we'll be doing that, and also there's something else that I want to do. something a little different, a little unusual. No. That did not go how I wanted it. Wanted to try to ricochet it without it getting freeze rayed. Did not work that way. And here we are in hole 18. So we're at the end of the course, and I just mentioned that in April, something a little different I wanted to do. As you know, every year in October, I've been doing an all-nighter stream to punish myself for, you know, having any sort of sense of joy or contentment throughout the year, which I deserve. I deserve to be punished for feeling that way, and I don't think I can deny that. But what I also think is that that also sort of lopsides that sort of stream where it always has to be real bad. It's possible to have, like, an all-nighter stream that can be actually good, can't it? Surely there's some room for that kind of thing. And since April is 6 months away from October, I figure April's probably a pretty good month to do that kind of thing in. So this month, I'm thinking, hey, how about doing a second all-nighter stream? But instead of the night of punishment, it can be a night of good feelings, maybe, and enjoyment of some kind can be had. Now, I know that'll just mean I'll need to punish myself harder later in the year, but maybe it's okay to actually do an all-nighter of something good, can't it? Sure, I think it can. I think that makes some sense. That did not go all the way to the second slope. And so, as far as what the date of that will be, it's going to be on a Friday. I don't have a calendar up in front of me since I have a VR headset on. I'll probably just put it on the screen here. That'll be the date of the stream. And I was thinking, what would be a good choice for, like, an all-nighter stream of something that I would enjoy. Well, it would have to be something I already played, so I know that I like it. It's something that I probably haven't played for a long time, so I'd want to revisit it, and, you know, just have good times with good memories. So I figured probably a good choice for a positive all-nighter stream will be a playthrough of Illbleed, which I haven't actually played all the way through since that LP all those years ago. I activated the machine when I did the 18th hole. The Puffins did not activate it, I did, in my hubris. In my insistence on completing the course, I activated the giant freeze ray. Now the world will face the consequences. Or maybe not. The freeze ray shorted out. It's a good thing for the world. They do not have to pay for my insistence on completing the course. I got 3 under par. My best on this is 9 under par. Still plenty of lost balls that I haven't found. I find that the lost balls have gotten harder to find as the newer DLC courses have come out. I did not see most of these. I don't know. But what I do know is that April should be a pretty good month, as we're finishing Alone in the Dark, which I'm enjoying. Then we'll be playing some Resident Evil Code Veronica, 2 different versions. And we'll be doing an all-nighter stream of Illbleed to, you know, play something good for an all-nighter stream for once. And to just remember some good times. And also, like I said, I hadn't played the game all the way through ever since that LP. Because when I did the LP, I played it so many times in so many ways to get so many different clips, I kind of burnt myself out on it. So I haven't actually gone back to it in all that time. So it'll be fun to do that now. Now, like I said, the date's at the bottom of the screen. I hope to see you there for that stream. And, of course, the stream is regularly on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/supergreatfriend with no D, because we do not want Dracula's attention. That's been this monthly update. That's been a new course in Walkabout Mini Golf. Still playing it. Still never gets old. Still an excellent game. And a must-have if you have a VR headset. This has been Ice Layer, the newest DLC course. I'll see you on the stream.